All right, welcome to the D Lud Golf channel. We're going to do a follow-up review on the TEMU golf wedge I bought. The brand was called CALLAWAY, and it came out very similar to my TITLEIST SM8. So we're going to do some shots with the TITLEIST and then some shots with the CALLAWAY. And the difference in this review versus the last one is I took the CALLAWAY shaft off. Okay, I don't know what shaft this is. I don't know why I couldn't hit it. But anytime I tried to add any speed to this shaft, I would hodl it. And like I don't do that with other clubs. All my other clubs are pretty stiff, and so I think the flex of this was really throwing me off. So what I did was I had an old Mizuno 50 degree with a KBS Tour wedge shaft in it, and I hit that one fine for my whole life. And so I took this off of that, put the TEMU golf wedge on the KBS shaft, and we now have a new weapon to test. It's the head, I think, is decent quality. I think it's probably made in like the factory next door to the TITLEISTs. These are pretty close, as you can see. Obviously this one's finish is pretty bad now, but you know, the profiles, the top down look, everything's pretty similar. So with now a new shaft in there, I'm hoping we get some numbers. The other thing I'm trying to look for is spin. The only reason I would put this TEMU in the bag is if it spins more than my Vokey, which I tend to not get a lot of spin on. So let the games begin. We're going to do 10 shots of each, and then we'll dive in to the numbers using the Uneekor view. Shout out to Green Pro Golf Simulators for sponsoring the channel, and we're off. We're going to start with the SM8. We are only going to hit the TITLEIST balls. That way I'd be sure to not get any weird readings with those vice balls I've been having trouble with. All right, so we're just going to do what I consider a full lob wedge, which I don't swing, 80 miles an hour at a lob wedge anyway. So for me, this is going to be, that was better. I was scared about that one being a shank. 6 shots in the book, 4 more to go. 7. No read, which has gotten way worse since the update. Alright. That's more what I want. That's more the distance I want to. I can tell you what I did there. Felt more wide in the back. See if we can duplicate that feeling. Almost shanked it again. All right, am I able to delete the 2 shanks and just move on? Edit data. Oh gosh, no. Oh, that was a bad shot. But there's 10. All right, let's move over to the new shafted TEMU golf wedge. It's got a different grip in it too, but I think it'll still be fine. All right, same kind of effort. Back and forth. Nice. Love that. Best I've hit this thing. That was literally like my first swing with it in this new shaft, and I was really scared I was going to hosel it also. That had been pretty bad. Yeah, baby. I can go after it now without dying. Now, the main difference is this is a 62 degree wedge. When I put them next to each other, you can't really tell. It will be interesting when we look at spin and distance and dispersion and everything. And then really with this wedge, it comes down to how good is it around the greens. But if I can go after it like that and get 10,000 spin, that was 80, no roll out. And I can get it 70. So much more confident swinging through it. There's no way I'm swinging 75. If I can do that out on course though, feeling pretty good about things. All right, I'm gonna try and flight one down. If I screw it up, I'll just delete it. But flight one down, really compress it. Yeah, got it all the way to 71. Still kept a pretty good spin ratio. All right, 2 more. We'll get to compare here. 10,000. And that's really where I want to live. 65 yards max. 10,000 spin, just ripping. All right, maybe we'll do another challenge of like around the green here in a second, but let's do a little comparison here. As far as dispersion, the K-Long stayed straighter. So the TEMU wedge left to right is much tighter, but the length front to back is about the same. If we didn't hit a couple right with the Titleist, they would be about the same. So man, those are really close. We're looking at club stuff. Here we go. So if we do K-Long, we get average carry of 65 with a max of 71, average spin of 9,200, and max spin of 94. All kind of turning left, all launched. Looks like 33 degrees up in the air is good. Descending 47 almost, and getting about 45 feet in the air and hitting draws. So pretty decent numbers for that one. Let's click over to the SM8. We get 65 and 72, so like another yard. Smash factor a little higher, so we're not swinging as fast. Spin down, okay, so that was what I was expecting. Average at 83 and max at 92, and we had, I mean, we definitely had a 10,000 with the other one. Launching at 33 still, so same launch, even though it's a couple degrees off. I think that's interesting. Descent a little less, coming in a little less with a little less spin, so I have seen that. And we're not gaining any distance or anything. So I believe this kind of makes the case that the TEMU, I would just switch the shaft out. I think the shafts that come with those cheap clubs are just manufactured. They're not straight. They don't kick in the right place. They're unnamed. Like, I don't know what this is. I'm going to try and take my grip off of here now because I already gripped it. But it's just called K-Long, right? There's no true temper, anything like that. It was N-weighted, which I thought was interesting. But this has got to go. Put a real shaft in, and then you'll have a lot better time with your TEMU purchase. If you can get just head only, and then like eBay, a used wedge, like a used Titleist with a dynamic gold on it or something, and then just all you need is a blowtorch, and you blowtorch this for about 30-40 seconds. Pull it off with an oven mitt or a hot glove, scrape it out, scrape out the inside of this, and then use 24-hour epoxy or even like JB Weld with steel reinforcement works pretty good. With JB Weld, you got to watch out because it has a lower melting temp. So if you leave your clubs in your car on like a 105-degree day in the trunk, your glue might come undone. But if you live in like a normal climate, then JB Weld works fine. I buy the 24-hour epoxy to do mine. It hasn't even been 24 hours, but this thing's not moving. I checked to the whatever's left of epoxy, I leave it on the plate and make sure I had a good mix, and it was perfect. So this club has new life. It's got a new shaft, a new grip, and I think I like it now. I was very much more confident swinging through without shanking it or anything, which hopefully I got that video for you of my many shanks with the other shaft. So that's it for today on the TEMU wedge review number 2. Got some numbers for you. We'll click back over to the TEMU wedge, show you that it was pretty consistent, and it feels soft. It definitely feels forged, and it's got the nice full-faced CNC milled grooves on it. So everything good about that. I'll tell you what was not good about it was the shaft, and we got that replaced, and it's like a whole new club. So something to think about if you're thinking about buying a TEMU wedge. Maybe just get the head only on some of these forged irons, and then get your own wedge shaft and grip, because actually the grip was fine. This grip actually was fine, but new shaft would have been great. In the first place, we did figure it out, and we are ready to go. I think it'll go in the bag for a while, and we'll try it out. I think I'll leave you with just me doing some chipping around the green. We'll see you at the next video.